Welcome to Birmingham, one of the largest cities in the United Kingdom, and it's got some of the craziest architecture of the whole country, so I thought there is no better place to test the brand new Huawei P30 Pro's camera at night. We started at 7 PM, when that final bit of light in the sky was just starting to fade, and the first building we captured was the council house, where a lot of important decisions are made. You can see that even though this was well past sunset, the light in the image almost makes it seem like it was taken halfway through the day. The mailbox, that sort of red building you're seeing on the right hand side, is a super upmarket shopping centre in the heart of Birmingham, and this picture was taken using night mode, and you can see just how far away we are. So this was a pretty good chance to try the phone's 5x optical zoom at night. So we did the same thing, standing from the exact same spot, and this is the photo that came out. The image is softer than when you're not zooming in, but at the same time, this is 5x zoom combined with basically no light. There is not another phone on the market that can do this. We found this narrow little side road called Cannon Street, and it was a pretty good opportunity to test a time-lapse. So I stuck the phone on a little tripod and left it there recording 4K video for around about 2 minutes. This is the result. As far as video in low light goes, the bane of every smartphone camera, this is a good result. Pretty much the only illumination here is a little bit from the sky and a little bit from the lights inside the shops. That's it, and considering that at 4K resolution it's a fairly noise-free result. There are two primary reasons why the camera can do this over, say, past iterations. It has a wider f1.6 aperture, which lets more light into the sensor, and then a sensor that is more capable of processing that light. They call it the super spectrum sensor. Victoria Square, considered by many to be the true heart of the city, and you can probably tell at this point, my main camera was struggling with the little amount of light here. But we took a night mode shot, and I was surprised. Normally I'm kind of fairly impressed, but this one blew me away. We then headed over to Grand Central, this giant metallic structure that's basically one of the biggest shopping malls in Birmingham on top of the main train station. The problem I was having here was that the building is too big to capture with just the normal sensor, so I had to use the ultra-wide lens, and it's not ideal, especially at night, because the quality of that is just not as good as the main super spectrum camera, but I was still impressed by how sharp the image turned out. Okay, we had no intention of turning up to this location, but we kind of saw it on the way and we're like, there's no light at all here, this is the perfect test. And seriously, there were like a few lamps, but this place was basically pitch black. But yet, this thing managed to create light where I couldn't even see it. That sky looked completely black to me, but there is somehow elements of blue in there. I was quite excited about this one. This is the Bullring, they call it the commercial centre of Birmingham, and I was surprised by how little light there was here. The place has this iconic bull statue, so it was a pretty good chance to try standing next to it and to see if the camera would blur me. Because this is night mode and you have to hold the camera steady for a few seconds, I was a little worried that even a slight disturbance would cause a problem, but it actually turned out okay. On our way to the next location, we found this pretty much empty square, and it was a pretty cool chance to try something called light painting. This allows you to grab a torch or a phone's flashlight and draw in the air, and the phone actually records just the movement of that light. Alright, this is by far the most polarizing building in the entire city. This is Selfridges. This is a high-end designer fashion store, and this whole building from every angle just seems like a collection of strange choices. You've got lime green combined with dark blue. The building is covered with what looks almost like circular scales, and the whole shape is just unlike anything you've ever seen before. So we took two shots here, one a little bit further back, which just captures the essence of the building, and then a little bit more of an abstract shot. I stood below the building, pointed the camera up, and took a 6-second long night mode shot. This is one of my favorites. I really like how the black sky has been kept black, but at the same time there's plenty of light in the building. Speaking of controversially designed buildings, there's also Birmingham Library. Some love it, some hate it, but you can't argue that it's not iconic. It's also massive, and I was struggling to find an angle from which I could try and capture the whole thing whilst not having to use the ultra-wide. I wanted to use the main sensor for the best quality image. Anyway, in the end I got this, which looks great, but what really surprised me was that when I took a look at the image afterwards, I zoomed all the way in and could still see the stars in the sky. I don't remember the last time that's happened on a phone camera. So as a final piece, I just wanted to try a mode called traffic trails. So you put the phone down on some sort of stabilized surface and it'll just monitor the lights of the things that pass by it. So it's not capturing the cars and the traffic itself, but it's actually just capturing their headlights and their tail lights. It's an interesting result. It's not the neatest image because the shutter has to be open for so long, but it is unique, and I personally really like having modes to play around with. It's just fun. If you enjoyed this video, it'd be massively appreciated if you could smash that subscribe button. The P30 Pro is going on sale in the UK on the 6th of April 2019, and I'm going to drop a link in the description below for you to check it out. As always, my name is Aaron, this is Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'll catch you in the next one.